Hey there, welcome to Main Street Living. I'm Cheryl Nelson.
I'm Brandy Paul.
And I'm Valerie Tutson.
Great to see you, ladies. It is Ladies' Hour today, and a lot going on in February to talk about. But first, it's Brandy's birthday month. Let's wish her a happy birthday.
I like the way that you put birthday month. It's, my husband gives me a hard time saying I don't have just a day, I have the whole month. Sorry.
I like that.
I support that. I'm all good with that. I think that's perfect.
Absolutely. Which day is your birthday?
February 20th. So coming on up.
That's why you got to celebrate the whole month because it takes that long to get there.
Absolutely. Yes. Something else I love about February is the big game, guys. My team, the Patriots, did not make it, but I always look forward to planning a nice party and getting some goods together. I was on our sister station, Living 757 in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and did a big game prepping segment. So all kinds of yummy snacks and ideas for parties. And it's just lots of fun. It's a great reason to have a party on a school night.
Oh, there you go. On a school night. And I got to tell you, for me, February is a lot about being in the schools for Black History Month. Oh, my goodness. It's the shortest month. So we got to cram as much storytelling in as possible. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, and I know that you're an incredible storyteller. So I'm sure that you have lots of great ideas and things to share and just educating us. That's where it all starts.
You got it. You got it. Educating and celebrating.
That's right. And today's show, we're not only talking about what's happening in February, but what's coming later on, spring, trees, an important message for you.
Mm-hmm.
And besides the trees, we're going to learn about a ballet company in Rhode Island.
Ooh, love the ballet. But first, circling back to Black History Month, and we've got some ways to celebrate. Stay with us right here on Main Street Living.
Listen up. We're about to take over the whole nation.
Gotta be who you are in this world, no matter what.
Brought the vibranium, baby.
If you want something, you gotta fight for it.
I believe in myself, and I believe in us.
Together, nothing can stop us.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. All right, I'm here in Nebraska. February, cold, kind of gloomy, not a whole lot to get excited about, but there is a bright spot. February means it is Black History Month, and that is something to get very excited about.
That's right. Brandy and Dr. Theresa Ford is here to share some insights into the meaning of the month and some ways that we can all celebrate. Welcome, Dr. Ford, to Main Street Living. Good to see you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, we're glad to have you. And we celebrate Black History Month every February. Tell us why it's so important to shine light on the stories and contributions of Black Americans.
Very simply, Black Americans are part of the American tapestry. To share their accomplishments and achievements and contributions to this wonderful, wonderful land that we live in is important. They cannot be left out.
I love that, T, and I'm so happy to see you here with the work that you do. And, as a fellow storyteller, I'm just curious, do you like to focus on historical or present day achievements during Black History Month?
You can't celebrate without having both. You have to have the foundation. There is a statement, a concept in African cultures called Sankofa, from the Akan people of Ghana, West Africa, that says you must look back at history in order to move forward. And so both the foundation and the present and preparing our present for the future, for our youngsters, our young people, to know about this absolutely magnificent history of Black people. And I use that term here in America.
Yes. And it's critical to look back and understand the history. And I know we are still obviously experiencing some racism and racial tensions here in this country. How do you think something like Black History Month can help? Because we really need that help.
Oh, absolutely. We can go back to the words of Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who is considered the father of Black History Week. It was then called Negro History Week. And Dr. Carter G. Woodson, a PhD out of Harvard, was trained as a historian. So he has techniques, and he did utilize those techniques with others who were at the Wabash YMCA in Chicago in 1915. That was the, as we would say, the headquarters of the beginning of Black History Month. So very quickly, he and others decided that we have to get the history and accomplishments out. And so there was an organization developed where those who were part of this group in 1915, and then later on in 1926, when that first week of Negro History Week began, said that we needed to get the information out. So they started working with teachers, getting circulars out. How do we teach our young people about accomplishments, achievements in music, in science, in history, in all of it? So what worked then, I would say it works now. Teaching,
Yeah. Teaching. I love that you're saying that, T. And many of us do think about teaching and reading and learning as a way to celebrate Black History Month. But I'm wondering, are there other ways that people can also participate in this celebration?
Going to local colleges and universities. We have San Diego Community College District. At Mesa College, there are fabulous exhibits that are happening, specifically with African art. There's San Diego State University, so forth and so on. So folks don't have to venture too far. Go to the library, read a book, go to a restaurant, eat some food that maybe you haven't eaten before, taste it. And that's the beginning. But I want to say specifically, be intentional about wanting to learn. Have purpose in wanting to learn. That certainly is what Carter G. Woodson would have wanted.
Oh, absolutely. And do you have any other suggestions for ways that Americans can honor and celebrate Black History Month this year? Anything else that they can do? You've already given so many ideas.
You have to step out and learn a little bit more. Be a little uncomfortable, because the history can be uncomfortable, but we can become enlightened by history.
You know, I really love that you are saying that, right? Because it is all of our history, and no matter what, there's no denying it, and it empowers us all when we know the stories of one another. So thank you so much for the work that you are doing. Anything special that you're going to do to celebrate?
Well, I teach, and so there's a beautiful quote by Dr. Carter G. Woodson. For those who may still be a little uncomfortable, he says we should emphasize not Negro history, and I'll use today's terms, Black history, but the Negro in history, the African American in history. He says that what we need is not a history of selected races or nations, but we need a history that's void of any type of biases, race, hate, religious prejudices. So let's celebrate all of it.
I love that. It brings us all together. Yes.
All together.
Yes.
All together. Women's history, Asian American history, Native American history, Latinx history, all of the histories.
When we're all there.
All together and learn from each other.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. When we come back, an athlete you will need to see to believe.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Valerie, Brandy, being the best at something usually takes years of practice, and it's the kind of dedication that a lot of us maybe just don't have.
Oh, that is so true. But if you've spent even a few minutes watching the Olympics or any professional sports at all, you have seen this with your own eyes.
Yeah, competing is one of the best long jumpers in the world. That's a spectacular accomplishment in and of itself. So imagine doing that without being able to see. Take a look at this incredibly inspiring athlete.
I'm Lex Gillette, 5-time Paralympic medalist, 4-time world champion, and world record holder in the long jump for totally blind athletes. I lost my sight when I was 8 years old. My mom, she was the one who told me that I don't want you to be bound by society's expectations and opinions of what they believe that you can and cannot do. You decide what you can do and no one else. Nice. Running and jumping without your eyesight is one of the most incredible feelings out there. Wesley, he walks me to that start mark where I begin my run. He'll then jog to the opposite end, which is about 115 feet, 34, 35-ish meters away, giving me the best target possible with his voice and his clapping hands. When I leave the ground though, to jump and soar through the air,
ooh, there you go,
and eventually land in the sand, that is my way of defying gravity. I equate gravitational pull to naysayers and people who attempt to hold you down and lock you to the earth. No one is going to lock me to the earth. I'm going to fly.
Big breath, get tight.
Never be bound by other people's expectations and opinions. Understand that there is a duality in life. You're going to have good times, you're going to have some bad times. There's positive, there has to be negative. But when you experience those negative moments in life, when you experience those times that seem very overwhelming, very daunting, seem to weigh you down, you just know that just beyond that is something incredible and something amazing. No need for sight when you have a vision is a mantra that I came up with. Eventually, I started to notice that it was much more than just something to stamp on a pamphlet or a website. It's my life. At the end of the day, it's not our eyes that ultimately determine success. It's our ability to see that vision, to develop that plan, connect with the right people, and do everything in your power to bring that vision into fruition. My ultimate goal as an athlete is to go to the Paralympic Games and to win a gold medal. Beyond athletics, my goal is to continue being an advocate, a mentor, an ally, and be a guide for other people so that they can navigate down their own runway and soar into their destiny.
Oh my gosh. I think another thing he has is courage, because I wouldn't be able to do that. That's incredible. You have to be so trusting of other people. And I love his quote, "No need for sight when you have a vision." How inspirational is that?
Totally inspirational, unbelievable. And you can find out more information about Lex or just get in touch with him through his website, lexgillette.com.
Can't wait to check that out. Next, do your family recipes need a remix?
Welcome back to Main Street Living. We all know that it's easier to control what we put in our bodies if we make our own food at home. And as somebody with special dietary needs, that's especially true for me.
Oh, absolutely. But, cooking at home can also seem difficult, even complicated if it's not part of your everyday routine. So Nina Monique is here to show us how to make a healthy home-cooked meal and how it can be easy and fun. Nina, welcome.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. This is great. Happy to be here.
Love it. All right. From the look behind you, it looks like you are a certified chef, but you're not. You have a career that has nothing to do with food. So tell me a little bit about that and recipe makeovers, where that came from.
Absolutely. Honestly, I started cooking at a very young age. I was cooking with my family in the kitchen as young as 5. And the older I got, I really loved watching Food Network and Cooking Channel and Julia Child's PBS and things like that. So I would watch these classically trained chefs, and I was blown away and I wanted to do what they did. So I started trying those recipes at home. So I went ahead and took a couple of my favorite Food Network chef recipes and did my own remix on them, and I cooked for my family, and the rest is history. Like, I've been addicted to cooking ever since. It's absolutely one of my biggest passions, and I love to share my love of cooking.
I love that. I absolutely love it. And it's so clear that you love it. And so what would you say the goal of Recipe Remix is?
You know what? I would say Recipe Remix has 3 goals. One is affordability, right? Everyone doesn't always have the budget to buy all of the best cuts of meats and things like that. So when I cook Recipe Remix, I keep that in mind. Affordability is key. Inflation is real. And I like to make cheap eats that also taste delicious. And the second component to that, and the second goal, is creativity. You have to be creative at least a little bit if you're taking leftovers and remixing them into something new, which is something I like to do to stretch the buck. And that goes hand in hand with affordability. And the third goal of Recipe Remix is to have fun. I never enter the kitchen without music on, without a playlist, with an intention. It makes the food taste better, and it makes the memories just last longer.
I love it. All right. And you kind of combined all of those things with the baby food carrot cupcakes. We saw them. You said it was a family recipe. So are most of the recipes that you feature passed down from your family?
Oh, kind of. So the baby food carrot cake, the cake itself is something that my grandma makes still to this day, every year for the holidays, and I just remixed it and put it in the cupcake tin. And the frosting that goes on top of that is a cream cheese frosting that I was making as a kid with my mom. So I guess the answer to that is yes. Almost every one of my recipes has some type of tie-in with my childhood memories. I get recipes from that. Even college memories, some of the junk food I was eating in college, I'll sometimes remix and come up with new recipes. So for the most part, most of my recipes are tied to childhood memories and music as well. Like I said, I never cook without music on. So a certain song might bring up a certain recipe in my head or give me a certain feeling from a time in my childhood, and I just work from there.
It's so inspiring what you do and how you do it. It's so much fun. How do you come up with the remixes that make the recipes healthier or easier?
That's a great question. And I like to say, instead of using the word healthy, I like to say healthy-ish, like healthy light. It's not always going to be healthy or approved by someone who's on a diet, but if you're just trying to tweak some things and you're in it from the long haul, healthy-ish is what I do. So normally I think of like my guilty pleasures. So for me, I know I'm from Southern California. For me, it's Taco Bell. Not everybody approves, but sometimes that's just what I want to eat. And instead of going to Taco Bell or eating that type of food, I'll remix it and come up with healthy-ish options. So for me, I've been looking a little bit more into vegan options. So I have vegan meat substitutes that I'll bring into the Taco Bell recipes and remix a bunch of different entrees, and that's been great. Also, I go to a lot of local restaurants, food trucks, taco shops. I love to shop local. And then I take some of those inspirations and bring it into the kitchen, just figure out a way to make it easier, more accessible, and something that I can make for my family over and over.
I love it. All right. Someone sees this and they say, yes, I can be just like her. I'm going to start at home. Maybe 1 or 2 tips. What are your go-to tips that you would tell those folks who want to start?
If you're wanting to be a home chef, 2 things it's got to be quick, it's got to be easy. If not, we'll just order out, right? So in order for it to be quick and easy, you need the right tools. And for me, a couple of the tools that I refuse to get in the kitchen without, number one is my air fryer. Air fryer is a number one game changer for home cooks. Definitely start there. Number two, utensils. You can see here I have an accumulation of utensils and, box graters, knives. You need the right tools if you're cutting. You don't need anything fancy. And also you need a playlist. Like I said, go in the crates, get some of your favorite high school jams, put it on, make a memory out of your meal, throw it in the air fryer. I promise you'll be cooking every day. I promise.
You are so inspiring. You are encouraging me to find the right tools and to get that music going. I love it. So how can viewers follow you and find out more information?
Yes, so I am on all social medias, Recipe Remix, that's 2 X's. And you can also check out my website, recipe-remix with 2 X's.com. I'm on all of them. I can't wait. Please follow me. I've got a lot more stuff in store. And I'm just so happy to be here and able to share all of this with you guys.
Well, we are so happy to have you as well, Nina Monique. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Up next, meet a truly amazing woman in Nevada.
Listen up. We're about to take over the whole nation.
Gotta be who you are in this world, no matter what.
Brought the vibranium, baby.
If you want something, you gotta fight for it.
I believe in myself, and I believe in us.
Together, nothing can stop us.
Welcome back. All right, every once in a while, we all seem to meet someone that has an incredible impact. They're so inspiring, they just make you want to be better.
Oh, I love it when that happens, guys. I feed off of other people's energy. And sometimes, energy is contagious. Dr. Pollard, the president of Nevada State College, definitely has that kind of energy.
And that is just one reason why Cox has chosen her as a Black History Month honoree. Let's take a look.
Dr. Pollard's greatest attribute is her authenticity. She's just a very genuine person, and she wants to contribute to make Nevada State College a better place than it is.
I see myself in community with my peer institutions because we're anchors to this community. All of us are essential to the health and wealth of the community.
And she has just a wonderful relationship with the other presidents because she knows how important it is to collaborate and to have partnerships, both within the system but also out in the community.
The 3 presidents of the institutions here in the South, we get together, we talk, we have lunch, we have a cocktail, we do things that you should do to collaborate and think about how we solve problems and take your little bit and my little bit and put it together.
She's passionate about the community and about Nevada State College and really about higher education for the whole state.
I think we have to be able to hold 2 thoughts in our brains at the same time. The institution that we lead is a phenomenal one, and the system that we're a part of is phenomenal too. And we can do both things at the same time. Doesn't mean that we have to be in competition with each other. In fact, I believe that if they thrive, I thrive. And if I thrive, they thrive.
She's a first-generation college graduate, and for students to see that and to see she's a real person, just like me, I just think is just so inspiring.
I think I fell into education because it never let go of me. I am the proud child of the Chicago public school systems, first in my family to complete college and to go on to pursue what we might call a white-collar job. But I know that education gave me a pathway from the reality in which I grew up in into the reality that I enjoy right now.
And I really see her as a role model, and I really think she's great for Nevada State College and great for the state of Nevada, really.
It's not where you stand in the midst of a moment or a situation. It's how I think you prepare other people to rise and shine even when you're not in the room with them.
She cares not only about Nevada State College, but about Henderson, Las Vegas, and the entire state of Nevada. And I think her receiving this honor, this recognition is definitely warranted.
I saw a phrase the other day that speaks as it says that my existence is an answered prayer. And I know for a fact that me being here, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, that I get to sit in this space and do this work. It's profound. It's bigger than I ever thought possible. So when I leave this earth, I hope to have made an impact and did it for the right reasons in the right way. That's pretty huge to me.
Amazing. And I feel like the perfect honoree. We've got the all-gal host show today, an amazing woman being honored. It's all fitting together.
Yes, it sure is. And you can find out more about Dr. Pollard and our other Black History Month honorees on our website, yourview.com/Black History Month.
Oh, I love it. All right. Well, don't go anywhere, because coming up next on Main Street Living, a new way to experience ballet.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. We learned a lot of different things during the years of the pandemic. And one of those was how much we value the arts organizations in our local community.
Oh, Valerie, that's right. You know, the unique beauty, the energy that performance art provides, it's irreplaceable. One accomplished dance group in Rhode Island is a great example of that. And we have joining us today, Peter Bramante and Danielle Genest here to tell us about it. Guys, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us. We're glad to be here.
All right, so Peter, we'll start with you. We hear you have some very exciting news at the company this season. Can you tell us about your new name and the new brand?
Sure, certainly. Well, yes, we've been known as Island Moving Company for 40 years. And as part of that landmark, there was a lot of work to look forward. And this wonderful person sitting next to me, Danielle Genest, was brought on board as our new artistic director starting in our 41st year. And as part of that, there's a strategic plan to rename the company to better sort of say who we are, where we're from, and what we do. And the new name, Newport Contemporary Ballet, has grown out of that. And we've just launched in January a whole new identity and campaign. You can sort of see the logo behind us. And with that is a new vision carrying us forward under Danielle's artistic leadership. So we're really excited about the season ahead and how that fits with our community.
I'm sure your community is really getting excited about this. And Danielle, I want to go over to you as the Newport Contemporary Ballet. You've got some really big plans for this season. In fact, I've heard some rumors that you have some maybe world premieres planned. Tell us about your plans for these performances.
Yes, we do. We have 3 world premieres on our next program titled Elements that will take place at the Keats Theater at St. Andrew's School in Barrington. And that's a repertory program. And the 3 choreographers we are featuring are Juan Rodriguez from the Complexions Contemporary Dance. Originally, he was a dancer there. We also have Caleb Mitchell, who is a former Houston Ballet dancer, and Yoshito Sakuraba, the artistic director of Akuraba's dance company in New York City. So they're a wonderful group of choreographers, the styles ranging from neoclassical ballet to contemporary ballet to real strong contemporary dance. And we're thrilled to have them here. They're in the studio working with our dancers, and their works will premiere this March in Barrington.
And choreography is crucial to everything you do. You're going to be honoring the memory of one of the dance world's greatest choreographers. Is that right? And tell us about Elements.
Sure. So as part of the Elements production in March, as Danielle said, there is a centennial celebration to honor Gerald Arpino, who is a notable choreographer and also co-founder of the Joffrey Ballet, one of the world's actually most well-known ballet companies. He and Robert Joffrey starting that company. And in celebration of what would have been his 100th anniversary, what they've decided to do, the Arpino Foundation, who honors his memory and the legacy of his work, is working with about 40 different companies across the country, and we were honored to be selected as one of them, the only one here in Rhode Island, to do some of his work. And Danielle can talk a little bit about the work that is on that program and why she selected it. But it's a great honor to be part of this. It's a 2-year celebration to honor his legacy, and we'll be in the first year. It's in 23 and 24. So we're proud to be part of that history being made. And Danielle can tell you a little bit about the work.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. We chose a beautiful work, pas de deux from a ballet titled Light Rain, which is one of their the Joffrey Ballet signature works and one of Arpino's most legendary pieces of choreography. It's a beautiful, sensual, sort of exotic pas de deux that has the neoclassical elements, but lends itself to the contemporary ballet that we do mostly. I've been working with Tom Mossbrooker from Aspen Santa Fe Ballet. We had gotten to know him through a previous relationship. He came to set a different ballet on us, and he's here again to stage this ballet. He danced these works many times when he was a dancer, so his input was really integral in us choosing the right work for our company.
And Danielle, I want to switch gears a little bit. The past couple of years, they've been really difficult, uncharted for performing arts groups all around the world and frankly, everybody. And you have found ways to continue to connect with the community through the pandemic. But now that the audiences are back, you're going to be able to revisit some of those works. Tell us about the replay you're going to be doing this season.
Yes, yeah, it's very exciting. I had made a work during the pandemic, and the work was titled Skeleton Crew. We were doing virtual performances, outdoor performances, however we could to try to still reach audiences. But this work was created for a live stream event that we held back in 2021. And the work actually was a response to the pandemic and to the feeling of how much and how many we had lost and who we were left now, how changed we were, and how we needed to really pull together to try to find a way forward. And that work was done and created then, and it had this special meaning then, but now to go back and revisit it again and then bring it to the stage and have the audience there with us, live with us, you can feel them, you can feel their energy, and the whole thing will be a whole new experience for everyone involved. So we're really happy about that. And we're thankful that we did come through this pandemic still here and working and able to employ our dancers.
Yeah, and I
As we wrap up here, I know as a mom, I'm always trying to find ways to connect what I love to my kids. And you guys do that with your family series. Real quick, can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So our family series is generally, focuses on well-known stories and literature. It's a way to engage families and children, as actually multi-generational, to bring them into a live theater experience. And so while we've done, many of the well-known stories of the past, we're really excited about a brand new story that's really relevant and speaks to today. Danielle will talk about that collaboration in particular, but we're honored to say, so the book is a well-known contemporary book called The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt. And we're also honored to be the first company to actually receive the rights to take it from the page and put it on the stage. And Danielle will talk a little bit about what that's going to involve.
Yeah, it's a really wonderful story about appreciating different perspectives and not labeling others, making space for everyone, standing up for yourself. So it's a wonderful story to tell. And I'm collaborating with local artists, composer Ben Shaw, illustrator Jen Karachi, and costume designer Alana Fruchthoff to make this really textural, exciting, colorful story and bring it onto the stage like it has never been.
How exciting.
That's fantastic. And guys, we are about out of time. I wish we could talk to you longer, but before we go, how can our viewers get in touch?
Well, so there's the website, as you saw, newportcontemporaryballet.org. There's a lot of information about the season and ways to get tickets or learn more. And we're just thrilled to have the opportunity to chat with you and your audience today. And, this show is really illustrative of what an incredible arts community we have in Rhode Island. And we're grateful to be working with all these other artists and to be able to share that with our audiences and yours.
Absolutely. And Peter, Danielle, we're so thankful to have you here today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Brandy, that was awesome. And coming up, Baton Rouge Green needs your help. We'll explain what that means next.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. I am really excited about this. Have you ever thought about how important trees are?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? I mean, trees help clean the air that we breathe. They filter the water that we drink, and they provide ingredients for more than a quarter of all medicines.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. As a meteorologist, I love trees, and trees also help keep us cool by providing shade and by absorbing those greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. And plus, trees are beautiful and a great way to help us reconnect with nature.
You bet. Now, for all of these reasons and more we're probably not mentioning, Baton Rouge Green is working to keep their neighborhoods full of healthy native trees. They could use your help. Take a look.
Baton Rouge Green supports the community by providing enhancements to the urban canopy. When the organization was first developed, it was seen as beautification, but now over time the organization has evolved. It's enhancing the infrastructure by providing stormwater, by providing carbon capture, and by providing trees that do just everything that trees provide for us in terms of making our environment healthy and more livable. When Baton Rouge Green was started, it was in a period of time where we didn't really view trees and natural systems as a part of our infrastructure. And Baton Rouge Green has spent the last 40 years making sure that that actually is ultimately elevated to where the natural system is an integral part of our infrastructure and not just an afterthought.
Baton Rouge Green is a nonprofit formed in 1987 by some concerned citizens who saw that the Baton Rouge canopy was being decimated by development and that there was not a lot of focus on preservation. So they formed the organization to not only try to convince people to be more cautious and careful and thoughtful about preserving the canopy, but also to expand it where possible.
Community support is very important for an organization like Baton Rouge Green. It's the lifeblood of a nonprofit organization. We need community support in terms of financial support, but also in terms of involvement and in terms of advocacy for providing a stronger canopy and making Baton Rouge a healthier, safer place.
We would encourage people who want to get involved with Baton Rouge Green to consider a couple of options. Number one, obviously membership is critical. We need support. We need people in our family to help us not only advance the cause, but to learn more about how to be part of developing this urban canopy and protecting it. Baton Rouge Green membership is critical to our operations. Our members are our roots. They donate the funds that help keep the lights on and keep us going. And there are citizens from all over the area that donate anywhere from $15 to $1,000. Number two, we need businesses and families to help support our Living Roadways program, which is entirely privately funded. We take care of 4,000 roadway trees in perpetuity on a constant basis, and that is completely funded by private donations and companies sponsoring those sites. And that's anywhere from $1,500 to $15,000 a year. We spend time every year planting trees with kids in schools or even churches, public green spaces, and we need people to bring us those opportunities. Finally, volunteering obviously is critical. We have a couple of opportunities each year where our friends and volunteers can get their hands dirty, either planting trees or picking fruit.
I've been a volunteer with Baton Rouge Green for probably about 15 years now. In the early days, just as an interested community citizen, a tree nerd who just loves and respects what plants have to offer for community health. So the team at Baton Rouge Green is unique because it is a group of individuals who are highly educated, not only in urban forestry and in horticulture, but also in landscape architecture and in community engagement.
I love it. And being here in Nebraska, we don't have a lot of green trees right now. It makes me very excited for spring to come back and see that life return.
Oh, I agree. That's one thing about winter. Oh, there's no leaves there.
Yes, yes, indeed.
I can't wait for spring. And you can find out more information about getting involved with the great work being done at Baton Rouge Green on their website.
Straight ahead, more Main Street Living.
so many good things, but I am still thinking about that food.
Oh, same here. And what song I'm going to play when I cook it tonight, right?
Oh, yes. Make it a party.
Woo! All right. Well, party anytime because you can watch us on the go. All you have to do is download the Cox Contour app, sign in, and search for Your View.
And you can also tune in next week to continue our Black History Month celebration. Yourview.com, Black History Month.
We are celebrating all month long. And don't forget, we have new episodes of Main Street Living on Mondays at 9 p.m. local time. So make sure you join us then as we take another stroll down Main Street.